You stagger on, through the heat of the desert, sweat coming off every exposed area of skin. Your armor, long since taken off due to the heat, sits upon the last remaining camel at your disposal. You look around at your remaining party and think how you ended up in the endless sands of the desert of Icaran. 4 weeks ago, you were hired as part of a large expedition, by the famed and very wealthy explorer, Ethan Silvereye, to enter the vast and mostly unexplored desert of Icaran, to find the fabled lost pyramid of the Four Pharaohs. You remember laughing at first. After all, the pyramid was just a myth. You've heard the tales. Every adventurer has heard the tales. Supposed to have been built and lost over 5,000 years ago. No official written account by any eyewitness, or map showing its location, has ever existed. Adventurers always spoke of the lost pyramid with awe, and whispered of a vault that contained the combined treasure and wealth of 4 great empires. Well, if some rich fool wanted to pay you to wander around for a while in the desert, so be it. He was paying handsomely and sparing nothing. The party consisted of 12 adventurers like yourself, 6 guides, 8 camels and of course, Ethan Silvereye. All gear and provisions were supplied for you, and obviously it went without saying, that Ethan Silvereye only used the very best, and finest gear available. The going had been easy for the first 2 weeks, until the nightmare that was this fool's expedition started. The party got lost. With no landmarks, an endless desert that stretched from horizon to horizon in all directions, that was easy to do. Then the attacks started. Strange desert creatures, like brown sharks but larger and faster, and able to move through sand like a fish through water. One by one the group was picked off. Adventurers, guides and camels fell dead upon the hot sands, their warm red blood the only moisture present. And finally even the great Ethan Silvereye succumbed to one attack. Just as well you thought. It was his fool's idea that got you in this nightmare to begin with. And you suspect, you'll probably soon be joining the others, dead. A forgotten footnote in the history of this empty desert. Your group is all that remains of the expedition. You have food and water for 7 more days. A cough and gurgle brings you back out of your contemplation and makes you look over at your last camel. You see it fall over, frothing at the mouth, its eyes rolling up into its thin head. Having so little water left, you have rationed most of it to yourselves and spared very little for the pack animal. Now you have no means of transporting your heavy gear through the hot desert. In despair, you all stop and sit down. The sun is near the horizon, sunset being about an hour or 2 away. It is cool now, almost pleasant. But you realize that soon, once again, you will be facing a dangerously cold night in the desert. Just as you have given up all hope, a glint of white catches your eye from over a nearby sand dune. You slowly get up with a groan, and walk over to the top of the dune, and what lays before you, makes you stop speechless. From your vantage point, atop this large dune, you can see below you a ruined temple of white stone, about 200 feet away. The temple is about 150 feet in length and about 40 feet in width, and stands an impressive 50 feet high. Behind it are 4 other structures, 4 white pyramids, each about 100 feet wide at the base. The closest pyramid to the tall temple is about 250 feet away, and the 4 pyramids are arranged in a square formation, each being about 600 feet away. Could the myths be true? Could these 4 pyramids, and the tall temple, belong to the 4 pharaohs of legend? With a lump in your dry throat, you realize you are probably the first eyes to see these structures for thousands of years. You look back at the dead camel. You'll need to grab your gear and get ready. If you're any chance of getting out of this alive, you'll need to explore this place. You reach a hand up to the amulet around your neck, given to you by Ethan Silvereye. He told you it would protect you in the Pyramid of the Lost Pharaohs. You hope he was right.